13th senior year or senior day as a head coach.
As head coach.
So does this year feel different just because you guys were thrown in together? You got 1 year to kind of build like an intensive bond and that quick. Is it a different kind of feeling?
Every year is different. I mean, this group of seniors, we've been around for less than a year, but you still get really close with the guys and spend a ton of time together. With Greg and Kerr and Daryl, those guys have been terrific with their commitment to each other, to the rest of their teammates. They've been a lot of fun to coach, and this year's gone fast. So it's hard to believe it's their last home game, but we certainly want to make their seasons end in the best way possible.
You coached a lot of good perimeter defenders like Troy Daniels back in your VCU days. Daryl is obviously well regarded as a defender. Is there a common trait between those kind of guys?
Well, I think the common trait is always effort when it comes to great defensive players. Just flying around and playing with multiple efforts, playing with violence. Daryl's a guy when he really gets locked in and focused on a matchup, on shutting a guy down. He's as good as there is. Now we've asked him to take on much more of an offensive role, and one thing I've learned over the years is these guys are human beings, so sometimes it does shift a little bit of your focus towards that offensive end if you're being asked to do that. But this is a great opportunity against St. John's because we're talking about playing against as good a scorer as there is in the league with Champaign.
And not to psychoanalyze Daryl at all, but getting to know him over the last year, where do you think his intensity and hard-nosed kind of edge, where do you think that comes from?
From his family. He comes from a great family, high character. They taught him the value of competitiveness. His parents did from an early age. And I think it's just in him. It's who he is. He's a competitive guy. He loves to take on challenges. He's done a really good job of doing that over the course of his whole career.
I remember talking to you early in the first practice that you guys had before the season opener at Fiserv, and you put it out there. You said there's going to be a roller coaster with this young team, and we've really seen that over the last couple of weeks. We saw the highs when you guys were on that 7-game winning streak, struggled a little bit on the road. What are you continuing to learn about this group as you head into the most critical stretch of the season?
Well, we're still trying to grow. It's March, but we're trying to play our best basketball at the very end. There's a lot of experiences that our guys have had over the course of the last several months, and we'll be at our best when we really utilize all those experiences and come together around a common cause. There's a lot of twists and turns over the course of the season, but here we are. It's our last regular season game, and we really want to honor our seniors by playing with great effort, great passion, togetherness, and again, just move towards playing our best.
Since that Villanova game, it seems like the defense has struggled at times. Is that a concern of yours going into the final game of the regular season and then postseason basketball starting next week?
I mean, it's always a concern. You're always, looking to see where you can get better. Until we shut the other team out, we're always going to want to be better on the defensive end. I think for us, it's more than anything about consistency because we've had our moments where we've been terrific, and then we've had other moments where, particularly on the road of late, stretches of 4 minutes, 5 minutes where our defense has really failed us. So just building more consistency and understanding that. And I think this goes with the twists and turns and ups and downs of any season where you do have some level of success. Understanding that there's only one way to be the best you can be, and that's having defense as your anchor.
What's the biggest key to winning on the road? Because you guys are going to have to win some critical games away from Fiserv over the next few weeks.
Well, not that there's no similarities, but the road is different than neutral games.
Yeah.
When you're playing a true road game. We get one more home game on Saturday, and then it's all neutral games from there. The key to winning is the same whether you play on Mars or you play on your home floor or you play, at DePaul. And that is, all the things that go into success. On the offensive end, the goal is a team score. On the defensive end, the goal is a team stop. So whether it's deflections, whether it's multiple efforts, whether it's 5 guys being connected, talk, stance, all those things are key to winning wherever you are.
Mars, is that NCAA tournament site this year?
I don't think they've got named one yet.
Greg was just up here. We were quizzing him. I think he's had close to 40 teammates since he's been here at Marquette, and he seems like a pretty beloved guy by pretty much all those guys. As a relationship guy yourself, how have you observed how Greg can build those bonds with his teammates?
Well, when Greg's focused on the guys around him, he's as good as there is as a teammate because he's very, very intelligent and he's very good at relating to other people. He has good maturity for someone that's a college player. So yeah, he's well liked. He does a good job with his younger teammates, putting his arm around them. But he's also someone that's respected by the older guys.
We haven't talked about Kerr yet, but he's kind of struggled in recent games. I think that goes along with the defensive struggles. How do you kind of get him going here? These are his final college games.
Yeah, I think Kerr getting back to the point where he's playing with great violence, playing. If he's going to make mistakes, make aggressive mistakes. Kerr is such a conscientious guy. We love him. But just making sure that he understands you're not going to play perfect. You just got to go out to do the absolute best you can, and we believe in you. We're behind you. If you make a mistake, make sure it's aggressive.
I know this is year 1 for you. It's year 1 for 2 out of the 3 seniors. We've mentioned Greg was the only one who put some hardcore time into Marquette. But what would you say about this first senior class that this is the start of a legacy. This is the start of your era and your time here. What would you say about this senior class? Maybe not.
They've been fun to coach. I hope that we get to coach them for as long as possible. They've been guys that they've put a lot of time and energy into their younger teammates, which is always the mark of a good senior. It can kind of go both ways. When you're in your last year, you can say, hey, I'm going to focus on myself because I got other things coming after college. Or you can really embrace and enjoy the fact that you're part of a special team. When you get out of college, there's never anything quite the same as the camaraderie you have with your college group. And I think Greg, Daryl, Kerr have all done a really good job of embracing the team.
With St. John's, I know you're a connoisseur of pressure defenses. Like with Mike Anderson, what does he do differently? What's his kind of philosophy with the full court pressure and all that? Does he switch it up a little bit?
He does. Yeah, they've got some different looks that they use, but more than anything, it's just aggressiveness. Playing with aggressiveness, playing with a lot of active hands. They do a great job on the ball. Posh Alexander is as disruptive of a guy as there is in the Big East. And, I think he's a very, very he's just a heck of a player in a lot of ways. He's very unique. But I think the biggest thing is just being sound with the basketball, making sure we don't leave our teammates on an island. When a guy's got the basketball and he gets pressured or he gets trapped, he needs outlets. He needs guys that give him opportunities to pass the ball. And then when we do have numbers, taking advantage of that and making sure we attack.